Hi, it's KhoPhi here. There's a lot to unpack in the tech news space, so let's get straight into it. DHL Eshop is shutting down, and that is, depending on who you ask, it's going to be a sad news or a good news. If you use the service a lot, then definitely a sad news. In my case, I stopped using it about a year or two ago because the prices ended up being on the high side a bit where I couldn't afford. When DHL Eshop started, I really enjoyed using it. So if you don't know what DHL Eshop is, I made a few videos on it. You can find the link to watch them on my channel. But essentially, it's a service that allows you to buy things online, let's say on Amazon, and then you have it delivered to you here in Ghana. They handle everything for you, from customs and everything, the shipping. It was more like a partnership between a company called More for Africa with DHL. So I stopped using it and looked for other alternatives. But looking at how expensive it became, I think they weren't getting the numbers and their patronage was, kind of declining. So it wasn't making sense to. These are all things I'm guessing because I think their prices were expensive, and many people switched to other alternatives, which is something I'm going to talk about in a separate video. That's it from DHL Eshop. Moving on to next up is Amazon. Amazon recently announced that any of their employees who wants to work from home remotely indefinitely can do that, and I feel that's an exciting news because putting that on the table means those who want to work remotely can do so. Now, working remote is not something for everybody, and so I don't expect 100% of their workforce to work from home. That won't be possible, but at least the option is now on the table that anyone who wants to work from home can do that. And I think many companies should embrace this approach, allowing that option on the table for those who can. There are many jobs that it's not possible to work from home, plus some might not even also want to work from home. In any case, that's something to discuss by whichever team that wants to take this up, and that option on the table is good to know. There is a huge chip shortage going on to the extent that Apple is looking to cut down on the production of their iPhone 13s. About 10 million units are going to be shaved off, and this is not news to me because the shortage has been happening for some time now. Trying to get parts for FPV or your flight controller, your cameras and stuff like that. Most of the time they'll be like, oh, it's out of stock, chip shortage. And it's been going on for a while, but I think it's hitting hard now considering Apple is looking to cut down the production of their units. I'm looking forward to this, being resolved after a while, because Intel is also looking at stepping in the game to try to fix this chip shortage by likely setting up factories and production plans to also do something similar. But in any case, there is hope, and I think it's going to be resolved after some months ahead of us. So if you go looking for an iPhone 13 to buy and you don't find it, definitely buy a Samsung, because you know what? Samsungs are relatively better than iPhones. So
introducing Galaxy S21 Ultra.
In any case, it's a win-win. Clasha expands to Ghana, and this is exciting news because the more options we have, the better. Clasha is a payment gateway, and if you are into receiving payments and integrating into your applications, you very likely probably Paystack, Flutterwave. Now, Clasha is also joining the game now, supporting Ghana, Kenya, I think Nigeria, and what other country? They are making payments, borderless payments across Africa seamless, and they are supporting all the payment methods you know of. So Visa, MasterCard, they now support MTN, Vodafone, they've got Tigo and M-Pesa. So M-Pesa is a big deal because it's supported in many countries and it works fantastic. So having M-Pesa support is also great. They're now in the country. I went to check their developer documentation and looking forward to updated version of it. And shout outs to myself if they are looking for a developer advocate to help improve their documentation and also get more people to get familiar with the platform and build solutions that people can learn from. Definitely, my hand is up. They can get in touch. I'm excited about more options available for integration when it comes to payment and receiving payments, and that's a good news happening here for us in Ghana. Moving on, we have 3 Dji devices are coming out recently, so you better save the date. It's happening on October 27th. That's great. I am expecting 2 devices and excited about 2 devices they're going to release, hopefully. So the DJI, they call it now Action 2. I had the Osmo Action 1 and it was amazing. It worked fantastic. In recent years, my eyes have become better, so the colors are not really the best, but compared to the GoPro 9 which I had, but I love the device. It works well. It's amazing, fast. So looking forward to the Action 2, and that is going to be announced hopefully on the 27th of this month. The other device coming is the Mavic 3, DJI Mavic 3, which I'm sure is going to blow minds as well. It's their drone lineup, so I'm looking forward to that. The other one is something I don't really care about. I think they are gimbal running something. So anyway, Windows 11 is out now, and if you've not received an update to upgrade from Windows 10 to 11, you can do that using the Windows 11 Upgrade Assistant, which is what I used. But after you upgrade, if you are not able to get your start menu working, this is the guide I used to get mine working. Currently, it's working fine. I've enabled all the animations and translucency and glassy and stuff like that. All is currently enabled, but it's not 100% refined. There are a few issues. I think yesterday a few updates came in, but it's working great and I like the experience so far. So if your start menu is not working, you might want to follow the guide and add in a new user account, migrate your stuff over there and get it working. That's what I used and worked in my case when I couldn't have the start menu going after the upgrade. In this week's how-to guide, thanks to Technova Gh for supporting this episode, where you can find all your tech-related news from Ghana, from Africa and beyond. Make sure to check Technova Gh. On there, a series ongoing at the moment is how-to guides, and it helps you get started with some of the technologies we use in our day-to-day lives. In this week's how-to guide is about how to start a podcast using Anchor. And if you're into podcasts like AFD Tech Talk that makes tech-related podcast discussions, which you can find a link in the description to tune into a recent episode about the drone wrangler, which I featured on. Shout outs to myself. You might want to start a podcast and discuss anything that interests you. It can be tech to crocheting to whatever in between, but how do you do that? Technova has an article explaining how to get started with starting a podcast and doing that using Anchor. So make sure to check out Technova Gh if you're looking for any tech updates. And thanks for Technova for supporting this episode as well. Thanks for joining me in this one. My name is KhoPhi. If you're interested in tech-related news like this going around Ghana, Africa, and beyond, make sure to subscribe to this channel and find the link in the description to watch other episodes of tech news happening here. Hope to talk to you in the next one, and cheers.